Rawr.
When did we all get this dumb?
Almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and nuclear warfare. I don't see any bodies, so it doesn't count.
I'm angry about taxes.
I'm the chef. I want to hear one thing. Yes, chef.
Come on, man. Use your brain.
The Why I'm Angry podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Why I'm Angry podcast, here in the Freestyle Man Cave studio. Today we have Lady D, Honest Abe, Peyton, and that Aaron the chef guy. This is your better than chef AI host. You know you guys really should replace that chef guy with me. I guarantee it really would get the show better ratings. I mean, think about it, we'll talk later. Okay, well, we couldn't be more excited to bring you our 50th episode. It's a milestone definitely worth celebrating, but it's also a chance for us to take a moment to tell you about what we have coming and how we are going to create more than just a podcast. Our 50th episode is a celebration of the incredible community we have built together, and what we have planned to create an even bigger community in the future. Yes, we'll also do some headlines or odd news or something. So, get ready for a roller coaster of laughter and that familiar sound of free thinking. Sit forward, listen in, and get your blood pressure meds out as we get to Why I'm Angry. Now.
Oh, man. The AI has taken over the Why I'm Angry podcast.
Oh no.
Whoops. Hit the wrong screen there. There we go.
That was super cute.
What's that?
That was super cute.
Yes, it's the 50th. We've got a 50th podcast, guys. We made it. I mean, still no one listens, but we made it.
We're there. We've ascended.
And there is Jay Boots. Jay Boots is here.
Surprise.
I put 4 of us on here for some reason and not Jay Boots.
Last one.
Made it. So guys, how's your week been?
Fantastic.
Real good. Good? Good?
So.
So you made it?
Yeah,
There are those weeks that you it's like I said in the another podcast, sometimes you get to church fighting and cussing. And that's how we got here.
Some of us go to church.
I've been meaning to go.
I've been meaning to. So there's been some big things with the 50th. We wanted to set up some new things on the podcast. We'll have some AI fun on the website. We've got a new website, which I'll kind of show you if you are watching. We've got this is the main page, and then you will be able to actually help and support us. We don't do this. I mean, we all kind of do this right now for free. So the more we can get the word out and things of that nature, the more that we can actually do. So you can kind of see this. You'll have an ads-free area. The press room is kind of the news that we're chomping on at this point. Tyson is bringing bugs to their food. And some different things like that. And then we'll also be able to get into our podcast notes where you'll be able to follow along with the articles that we're doing on the podcast at that moment, with the podcast. So some cool stuff back there. We've got some more things planned. Some more specials. We've actually got an interview with Honest Abe, at the bottom of the press room there, exclusive videos. So get in. There is a free version, and you can listen to ads and things like that. Get into our podcast right on our page. And then you're still going to get our podcast wherever you get podcasts. So, make sure you're still liking and sharing. Get our new merch. We've got a 50th episode t-shirt. We're going to do an update on the Fat Angry Bears, or Fat Bears. We got a t-shirt for that. That'll proceeds for that will actually go to the Alaskan Bears. So lots of cool stuff. And I just kind of wanted to get with you guys and the hosts here and see what you guys think. It's been 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Some of you have been here from the beginning. Actually, no, I'm the only one that's been here from the beginning. We did 2 tester episodes with my sister, who is no longer active with the podcast very much. So, but beyond those 2, Jay Boots, Abe's been around for most of the beginning. You know, Peyton's come on in the last few months here, and Lady D almost got 8 months on it now.
Wow.
Some things are going on. So, you guys that have been here from the beginning, what's you know, when you saw this in the beginning, did you think we would be here now?
Well, I hoped we would be here now. Because I have dreams of my own that involve this very podcast. So, I say hit the ground, hit the road. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's take this show on the road. I don't know what do you say, Abe?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's been an interesting evolution of how our lives have gone too. Just kind of it's kind of progressed in its own little cool way, and it's been cool. It's been cool to see it kind of evolve and transform and change and bring in some new people and that sort of thing. So it's been fun being able to crack up and just have some good conversation and talk about how screwed up the world is.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, Lady D, you've been around a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
When we first offered you, like when we first said, "Hey, you want to be on the podcast?" Did you think we were joking?
No.
Okay. What are your thoughts now that you've been on the podcast? What are your thoughts of being on with a room of white guys? I'm just address it. I'm straight on it. I'm just gonna address it.
Pretty fly for a
Well,
white guy.
I identify
well,
as Irish, so
I think that you are some pretty intelligent white guys. You definitely challenge me to think outside the box, depending on the circumstances and the conversation, for sure. But I always knew that regardless of how it started, you were going to end up here. So I'm just grateful and thankful to be a part of the platform, as I always tell you.
Hey, we appreciate it, and you've been a good sport. There's a lot of people that we've gotten on that you couldn't argue with, or that we could have gotten to get on that wouldn't be able to handle kind of the testosterone in the room, or the 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 argumentativeness, or the debate. So I appreciate your willingness to stand in the fire. So,
Absolutely.
Peyton, it's been a short ride, but
Yeah,
what do you think?
hasn't been very long.
No.
So far from what I've experienced is a good time. It's you guys are real accommodating. You let me into the conversation. You take me seriously, and I do appreciate that check you sent me last week.
That's
Whoa.
What
I have
check?
questions.
no. If it was for less than a penny.
Oh, okay.
or
Just
it was that check from the Nigerians.
the deposed king of Nigeria.
The deposed king of Nigeria.
The
needs
prince.
you to.
You didn't send a money order to the prince to get the check, did you?
That's right.
No, but I plan on hanging around a little bit, and I love the laughs. So
Yeah. So, with that, obviously, we're going to continue to push the podcast. We're definitely going to continue to be on once a week at least. I'm planning on trying to get on some in the mornings or something like that. Try to do either a daily or a couple of times a week type thing, where we just do like a little early morning type news wake up type thing. So there's plenty of stuff that is going to happen. So we just, like I said, we need the funds, we need the support, we need your follow, likes, and shares, all that kind of good stuff. So
For sure.
headlines.
Here we go.
Here it is. And Lady D has to go early tonight, so if you don't hear Lady D in a little bit, that's because she got to get up tomorrow for a job.
Facts.
We'll miss you. But just kick out whenever you need to.
Make
All
us
right,
all
so
sound unemployed.
What's that?
Did you make us all sound unemployed?
Well,
He has
I
a
mean,
job.
we all have jobs. Some of us less than others. Some of us are in recovery mode at the moment. I kind of pick whenever I want to work. So,
Like
you
right
know.
now.
Oh yeah, I mean we're all.
He's working right now.
So, all right. So California is going to release millions of sterile insects marked with purple dye.
Let's go.
I mean, I've never seen that go bad before. I mean, have you? Maybe like the state of Ohio now has coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not actually natural to Ohio.
Right.
So now there's more coyotes than deer. And that's what they were there out there to.
So we train the deer to kill the coyotes.
Right. I mean, we've given them rifles, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen them hunting hunters, right?
That Ruger makes that 308.
Which you can't hunt with in Ohio.
So I mean, it's gotten to the point where in Ohio, coyotes, there is no season. You just go out there and shoot coyotes.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like shooting across the road to shoot your coyotes and stuff, just go on out, shoot them up.
Yeah, like at a daycare or something, that would be inappropriate.
I think it's $30 a pelt. I want to say.
Oh, can you get now? You can get some now still, because I know back like 4 or 5 years ago you weren't getting anything for them, so they just.
Who do you turn them into?
There's an auction, so like I don't know,
Coats, hats.
3 or 4 times a year.
What do you turn them into? not what? Who?
Burlington Coat Factory.
I just said what? So
it's not called Burlington Coat Factory anymore. It's just Burlington.
Say what you mean, Jay.
I can turn them up.
I know the pelt industry like kind of took a crap. It was probably like it had to have been probably 15, 20 years ago now, where they a lot of people used to hunt raccoons and everything else for the pelts. You don't really eat raccoon, so
Well, I mean you don't, but
I mean some people will, but it's not it's kind of gamey. It's not the most tasteful thing. So it's interesting that they're actually giving money for the pelts again. I'd have to look at the market to see what it looks like now in comparison to when we were kids,
I mean, I think even I mean, when we were kids, you could get anywhere from 15 to like 30, $35 for a pelt for a raccoon even. But I mean that, at one point they were subsidizing it with the Ohio government, and Ohio Natural Resources were trying to take care of some of the issues with raccoons and things. But so yeah, they're in California. The Department of Food and Agriculture plans to release millions of insects with purple dye into a Los Angeles neighborhood.
For what purpose, sir?
So here it is. Here's where it gets paralleled, and I will go into what I think is really happening. But they're introducing sterile males into the population so that the females will mate with the sterile males, and the eggs will then be infertile. And so then it will kill off the population. It sounds real similar to getting the jab and then it makes you infertile, and then can't fertilize and then the population goes away. Like it
What is the
seems
jab?
the jab would be that
It's just a little bit of amoxicillin. It's fine. It's fine.
It's the vaccine for COVID. I mean, honestly, I mean with the strain, with what the RNA strain does. A lot of times it's a protein strain, and it attacks your
Spike
proteins,
protein,
the
yeah.
spike proteins,
Yeah.
and that can make you infertile. It can make anybody infertile: women, men, rats,
Have you noticed
chinchillas.
Have you noticed the babies being born with deformities rate is going up since the almighty 2020?
You need to talk about
And they've also talked about like Down syndrome and so forth.
Yeah, that's on the rise.
Yeah, having a spike after the COVID shots were kind of enforced in the way that they were and stuff too. There's a lot of untested things that are now coming out to light a little bit. So
Hey,
I believe it. I don't
all you gotta
understand.
do,
So what
Abe,
kind of
is
insurance
trust the
are they talking
plan.
about, though?
Okay, don't have a brain. Just trust the plan.
So yeah, so this is the plan for the bugs. It's a fruit fly. Mediterranean fruit fly has kind of, I guess it's gotten the med flies have gotten big over there, and they've kind of overpopulated. It's become a swarm, and so they get them. And because it doesn't get cold like it does here, they don't ever
keep
die.
living,
Yeah.
yeah.
They just continue to reproduce and live, and so they
But don't we
actually
get all of
start.
our fruit from California and Georgia and
Yeah,
Florida?
That's where I get
yeah.
my wine from.
Well, true that too. So yeah, I mean, so they can help with the pollination and stuff, but they're not nice in LA neighborhoods, and people are just they're verklempt. So there's an infestation. So they're going to, over a 9 square mile area, put about 250,000 sterile med flies or fruit flies in each square mile. So it's about 2.2 million med fly or fruit flies, and I don't see how this could be bad.
I see this being a problem. I do see it bad.
Didn't
But
oh boy.
So okay, so I get the concept. However, I think it's going to be really crappy for like 6 months at least. Like,
Oh
are
yeah,
they
I mean,
trying to
now
keep
you'll have
people
an
inside? I mean, are they? You know what I
an
mean?
extra two and a
Like,
half million fruit flies in it.
It's gonna look like my
because they
kitchen.
still bite. Like, you can still get bit. Individuals and stuff can still get bit. You know, so it's not going to be
Yeah.
pleasant for the
I think
individual.
they're it's more just invasive. Yeah, I don't know if they really bite, but I know they
Yeah, they just annoy the politicians.
yeah, they're just annoying mainly.
Didn't we
But
try this with honeysuckle?
We also did this with love bugs in
good.
New Orleans, and I'll tell you, in August you can pretty much, you'll have to wash your car after you drive 1.5 miles because the love
Yeah, it's
bugs are like everywhere. Like, I mean, we were there right after Katrina, and I was like sawing trees and love bugs at the same time. I mean, it was that thick. It was just, they were everywhere.
You were getting a 2-for-1 deal.
I was getting a 2-for-1 deal and my protein on top of that. So,
Yeah.
it was almost like I had to wear a mask to separate the bugs from
From
actual
the
air.
dust.
Yeah.
These guys know what they're doing. You don't understand.
Yeah.
So what's
I
the
just
science though
trust the
behind
plan.
confirming that they're all
Trust the-
infertile?
it's the blue dye. The purple dye, I mean, means that they're infertile, I'm sure.
I don't understand
But how do they confirm that they're sterile? Do they test out
By
these fruit flies before they release
by
them? I
having
mean,
sex with them.
like you could. That's what I'm
Like,
curious. How are they generating sterile
They all
flies at this point?
all they do.
I don't know. Maybe that's a dumb question. I'm just saying.
No,
I
it's
have
not a
questions.
dumb
no,
So-
It's not a dumb question. Here's the answer. They just deprive them of lysine and they stop breeding.
but they need them to breed, or they don't infertilize the eggs.
No, the males are lysine deficient and therefore they can't reproduce. The
There.
core batch that
Okay.
they did.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what John Hammond and InGen did with the dinosaurs. Hello, Jurassic Park is based on real info.
Oh yeah,
It's a lot more true than
He
I
went
thought it
there. I'm not surprised he went there, but he went there.
he went there.
But it is Hollywood after all.
It is Hollywood, but
Call up Steven Spielberg, get the recipe.
I mean, Spielberg seems to be like he creates movies that are real. I mean, like
Right.
E.T.,
Right.
real.
He wanted
Like,
to go home.
those ETs are on Star Wars.
He wanted to make a phone call.
Oh yeah, for you guys that wanted to know, a quality coyote pelt
Quality coyote pelt.
sold at auction in March of 2023 for $27 each. If it was damaged, it was $6.
Well, that's about right though. I mean, if you think about it, collectability.
Collectability.
Yeah, collectability. If you have something that's perfect, it's about 90% more valuable
Right.
than the one that's
Right.
like just barely damaged. So
Did you keep it in the box?
Yeah, Bobcat was $60. So
you know that there's not supposed to be bobcats in Ohio, or no,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
mountain lions.
Southeast.
they denied it for a long time.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Bobcats.
I was just reading about invasive plant species, but yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. They also did this in Florida with the nutria.
So how much can you harvest an invasive plant species and so forth?
Hopefully, big money.
Hopefully.
Well, I
Yeah.
found this weed in my backyard.
Hey, we're voting on whether that's going to be legal to have that weed in your backyard here in Ohio.
Yeah. No, it's legal up here. So.
Well, there you go.
I already voted.
I can't believe you.
Thank you.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't care either
I
way.
started doing. Come on, get into it.
No, I mean, I really, I'm not a
What if you change your mind?
early voter type guy, but
What if they decide that weed will cure
Oh,
cancer?
All of a sudden, the
Then
Earth's
you're
going to be
obligated
round.
vote.
what if all of a sudden abortion feels right, and I want to change my
Wait, hold
vote to
on.
protect it?
The Earth is round? Are you sure?
Oh,
we
man.
did talk about doing a full
Yeah,
conspiracy.
we are still going to do. We are going to do a few of those very shortly.
Yeah.
That's
You
on the
better
docket. to be-
share or like save like a 3-hour window for this because
Everyone
the amount of
needs-
rabbit holes go down
Everyone
already.
needs to get in and get into the paywall side of things because the conspiracy theory side of this podcast is going to open soon, and
It's gonna be
that's going to
golden.
be one of the those are going to be exclusive videos, exclusive podcast. I'm pretty sure.
We're gonna be buying
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
better have
of
your popcorn ready.
Yes, there will be aluminum foil bots.
I would like to start with JFK.
There will be- Lady D, it's gonna get weird.
You are right.
We need you though. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. We love you.
She's like, well, tonight you're on your own. And the
It's been
conspiracy
real.
theory
It's been
episode,
fun.
you might be
It
on
hasn't
your
been
own
real
too.
fun.
Lady, do you subscribe to any conspiracy theories?
No.
All right, moving on.
Not that she's going to admit to on
I don't.
on a
No.
on a multinational podcast because
Right.
we actually have about 30 or 40 followers in France and about a handful in South Africa
Okay.
and some in the Philippines.
But none in
Working on
Botswana.
None in the U.S., but
Did you buy
about
these?
half of half
Did
of
you
our
buy these
followers are in the
subscribers?
U.S. and then the rest, for some reason, are multinational. Yeah, it's been weird.
That's
So,
sweet. Let's
but
keep it
yeah,
going.
let's just. I don't know of any in
Shame about
Israel
Canada.
or Pakistan or Palestine or Iran. Those guys probably just ran away.
We rode off.
Yeah, I mean, I
We
don't know if you
we
remember
also
this, but
killed
we
off
did.
Canada. Yeah, I don't think we got anybody in Canada.
Yeah, we
or
nixed
now, so.
Canada. We nixed
I don't.
China now.
I'm not even sure that
we nixed a
that
bunch
our
of
podcast is allowed in Canada. So
the last like month and a half or so, we've nixed a lot of countries.
a
Not
lot of
on
countries.
purpose. Just
No, I mean it has.
by
It's been,
standards,
All
you know.
accidents
it's been
designed to be an accident.
designed accidents. So they say that it will be a mild fire season, and we've had a mild fire season so far. Mild is only 50 miles of southern or of southeast Los Angeles, which is not the same area that has the issue with
The bugs.
They should probably think about their lives.
Yeah.
If they've got a plague
What if
of
there's a
fruit
strong wind?
flies, they have fire
Scorched earth.
in like they might, yeah, they may be, God may hate them.
So this is only South California.
This
Southern
is
California?
southeast California.
Okay.
Is the deal with the fire.
So we're protecting the
Far.
San Fernando Valley.
Well, yeah, but I
Okay.
think they're the ones. Yeah, they're the ones with the
bugs.
fruit flies.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I just had
Not anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Are they gonna be like cicadas?
Cicada,
Is what
yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking
gonna be it's similar to cicadas. It's probably not even as bad as cicadas. Cicadas were rough. Like I went out to mow and they're like all over me, like just flying. Like
This what I'm
no, this is
picturing.
when they came
it
out.
was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago when I first. Yeah, it was like
Like you needed a
the
tennis
seventh year.
racket.
Like I got one of those things like the guys that at Chick-fil-A, the little huts that they can get in during when it rains.
tent.
I just throw, yeah, the tent.
Yeah, those are
The
sweet.
walking tents. I got one of those and I
I
drove
thought those
my
were
lawnmower around.
COVID huts.
Yeah, well, I
didn't realize
used
they
them
were
for
purpose.
cicadas. It was definitely
Incubation huts for the vid.
it was come in and get some of my vid.
We got the vid.
Oh yeah.
We got the vid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they said it's a mild year this year. There's also been about 30 inches of rain and snow in the state of California. I mean they have had about 300,000 acres burnt in the state so far this year, but it's still mild.
That's not bad.
There's not any acreage left or that much.
Yeah, I mean there's no non-owned burnt acres left, but
It's got to be pretty wild. At one point in my life, I thought it'd be pretty cool to live out there before I knew what like politics were and stuff.
Right.
The legal side of things, but it's got to be pretty wild, like dealing with all of these. Like it's literally like testing grounds for everything else in the U.S. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
let's go ahead and reintroduce these bugs, sterile bugs. You got like everything spreads from the west to east, as far as like that kind of stuff, and it's always so weird, And then you got to worry about wildfires, you got to worry about droughts, you got to worry about earthquakes, etc., etc. It's got to be pretty wild. Like, do you live there your whole life and never experience what like our normal Midwestern life looks like?
None of that is. Yeah, I mean, you've got hurricanes, you've got wildfires, you've got bugs now, you've got earthquakes. I mean,
What else do they need?
like literally, like if your house is still standing, it's probably like rated to stand forever. Either that or you're in a trailer park and it's just mobile enough that it bounces around with everything.
Should we send tornadoes over to California?
I mean, we could.
That would be the thing that would
that is like the one thing that they really don't have to fight.
Yeah.
So we might as well like just.
Did they have a hurricane like a couple months ago?
And most of California,
beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of California doesn't have to deal with snow unless you get to like Lake Tahoe and like Northern
Right,
California.
northern side. But then you also have the you have the that desert.
Never heard of it.
Death Valley.
Death Valley
That
is
desert.
yeah. All of a sudden I'm like that I
That
couldn't think, all I
desert.
could think was dead. And I'm like, Carson City's out there. But yeah, Death Valley. So you're not like, you go from like Death Valley to the north side of things is all like the nicest, biggest trees in the world, and you get some snow and rain, and yeah, I mean, just like, and then you get down, you then you have the desert, and then you get down in like San Diego and that, and it's more like tropical, and yeah, so California's got it going on. Just you don't want to go there because you won't be able to do anything because you'll not have any money
Yeah.
because of the taxes.
I always thought about
Right.
transplanting.
I
those
think
big
the
oaks.
northern part of California, just from my
Redwoods.
experience with working and out there a bunch, I used to go out there quite a bit. And the northern part of California, where you can't afford to live, would be
Right.
where I would live. That's where.
Right.
I
mean,
that's
it
where it's the
was
most
like
beautiful. And
like to walk on the bridge in San Francisco. It like that. It's the Golden Gate Bridge. That's not
that
in
bridge.
New York City, but to walk on the bridge in San Francisco, that bridge, like it was huge. Like, yeah, and it was cool, and it was beautiful to see out and the sound and stuff. But if you turned around, then you had to look at San Francisco, and then you're like, oh.
I heard that was a trash dump.
But I mean, the wharf is cool.
Well, if you look at it
And
closely,
yeah, the wharf
like
is
down
cool.
the street.
But if you stay in the the touristy areas, you're all right for the most part.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's a lot of free camping.
We've now nixed California. If we hadn't already, so we've now.
We haven't.
Anybody listening to California is.
We haven't told them to like have an earthquake and fall off the world and die or anything. I mean, geez.
Just saying, San Francisco hates you now. Parts of LA hates you now.
Parts of LA, San Francisco. That's all right. I don't have to go back.
We still
I
have
kinda did
San
my
Jose.
thing. I did the sourdough thing.
San
I didn't
Diego.
go on the turniest road in America, but that's all right. I'm probably wrecked my car.
Fair shake there. Have you ever been to California?
Yeah, a couple times.
Do you regret it?
Yeah. Can't take any of that back.
I can't get that time back. Okay.
What about you, Lady D? You ever been out there?
For the record, I absolutely love LA. So I cannot wait so I can get back. I enjoy
Like the whole
everything about it.
city?
The whole
Like-
city.
Really?
LA.
You like
Yes.
traffic? You like sitting
Traffic.
in your car?
How about the
Yes,
homeless? Did
Santa
you like
Monica
them?
Beach, all of that. Love
The
it.
free camping.
What about
It's not homeless. It's free camping. All
Lady
free
D?
I would
campers.
say like Huntington Beach is really cool. I did like Huntington Beach. I will correct myself on that one. Huntington Beach is pretty cool.
I will
Other
tell
than
you, LA has the best in and out.
Period.
that's
That's
the
why
only-
I love
It's the only good in and out.
She's like, actually, let me correct myself.
Oh,
That's
really?
the reason I like it, because In and Out.
Aside
You don't have
from
In-N-Out.
that, yes,
Like,
I do In-N-Out.
That in and out, I will
service.
eat at like the nicest ramen restaurant.
Yeah.
And then I'll still eat at an In and Out like 5 minutes after,
Yeah.
which I literally
I do
did.
love In-N-Out.
Yeah.
I literally did when I was in LA.
I lived between a Whataburger and an In-N-Out when I was in Phoenix, and then there was a Chipotle that made the trifecta.
Yeah. I still miss Filiberto's.
Yeah.
Filiberto's in
Filiberto's.
Arizona, in Phoenix. Filiberto's.
Hey,
was-
Lady D, have you ever done the shopping on Rodeo Drive?
I have gone to Rodeo Drive. Actually, I went to LA back in 2020.
During the
and
vid?
I went,
Oh
Yeah.
man. It was still
So that was
open?
probably the best time. All the crazy.
Yeah.
There was no one out.
it was wonderful. It was perfect timing. But yeah, no, I've been to Rodeo Drive.
That's
I've
why
been
you
to
like
that
it. There wasn't
when
the
I was
traffic.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, I went to the dispensary. Shout out to the people over there. I don't know the name of the street, but it's one of the popular dispensaries there. It's not the cookies one, it's another one.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway,
I don't know. No, I mean,
um
I think it has its parts, probably like any other city, but LA is kind of interesting. I definitely liked LA better than I liked San Francisco.
I
That's
want
just
to go
my
to San
opinion.
Francisco.
It's cool to
Yeah,
see from a distance.
yeah. San Francisco was okay, but I was only there like I was only out in the public for like a couple days. So, a couple times. So, I mean, I was there for a couple weeks at a time each time, but it was just like I was in a building, a smelly building, like the Cow Palace in San Francisco. If you ever have a chance to see a concert there, don't. Just go somewhere else. Anywhere. I mean, you could go to a fairgrounds in Ohio, it would be better.
Hmm.
And it would smell better too.
Hmm.
So it
Whoa.
smelled like dirty, like sweat feet. Which, if you're in the industry that I was in, going to sport card shows, so they're not anybody that actually can be a part of the sporting event themselves, because most of us are overweight and we haven't worked out in a while. I mean, there were a few guys. I mean, there's a lineman, an ex lineman from the Texans that used to buy a bunch of stuff. Actually ended up, I guess he sold enough stuff that he bought his wife a dream house with his card collection. But beyond that guy, the only athletes are either ex-athletes that are signing autographs at those events, or there's a few guys that still are playing that can pop in. But it does smell like sweaty feet to begin with, and that's just added to it.
That's just not good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So don't go to
that's kind of San Francisco streets though too. I used to go out to
yeah,
like northern San Jose and southern San Francisco. You know, the whole Bay Area in general.
yeah,
I used to be out there for months at a time, and we would go up to San Francisco when new people were coming in. You know, that hadn't really
right,
been there, and they'd be like,
right.
"Oh, let's go check out San Fran, and like let's go to dinner and this and that." We get there, and they'd be like, "Oh, wow, it's like this, huh?" There's literally
It's
human feces, and there's needles, and all kinds of stuff on this, on the streets, and you see people camped out like on the
yeah,
street side, and
free
sidewalks and
camping.
everything else. It's wild. It's real wild.
Yeah,
I definitely liked LA better than San Francisco, but
what's crazy about like even the Cow Palace and that area, it used like it had the Beatles. Like the Beatles came there. It's had the Rolling Stones. Like it's an iconic venue. It's just
Old.
the same as it was back in the 70s. Like it's still the same. It just they haven't done anything to it. But yeah, so anyhow.
Now,
That's
I have it on good authority that you enjoyed SeaWorld when you were in San Diego.
No, I've never been to San Diego.
Oh, okay.
I've been to LA and Vallejo.
Okay. Okay.
And Napa Valley.
So someone at work is lying.
San Diego's actually pretty cool. I like San Diego. It's more laid back.
Yeah.
I've only been there once.
I've been to Fresno and San Bernardino.
One of these days we're gonna have to do like a travel episode, like where everybody's been. Jay Boots, I know, is thrown up in the back stairs of a Scranton, Pennsylvania
The Holiday Inn Express.
Holiday Inn Express. Don't go there.
Wow.
The greater Scranton Wilkes-Barre area.
We probably spent over our careers about a month and a half in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's fair.
The worst month and a half of our lives, probably. But
Now, did you see Joe Biden? Because
that's where he's from.
he says that all the time.
I shook his hand before he's president.
obviously before he was, president or
Fake
vice
president,
president,
whatever he is.
pseudo
Can't touch him,
president.
pseudo-pres.
So, yeah.
Nothing. Really.
So this is the time where if you're on Facebook or
See you, bye.
YouTube,
Get out.
peace, my friends. Peace.
Deuces.
So yeah, so we're going to get into actual articles again, I guess.